Do you want to work as a content creator or a freelance video editor? This video is for you.
Alright guys, we're here at the Airbnb right now and we're gonna be here for the next 3 days from working as a banker, as a financial analyst, to becoming a freelance video editor, which I do right now for the past 2 years, has been a big change. Number one is ask yourself if you really want to become a freelance video editor. I was working at a bank and doing 9 to 5 and I transitioned to become a freelance video editor, which means less stability and more working hours in the beginning especially. So you're not done after 5, but you have the flexibility of being able to start the work anytime you want. For me, I wanted to become a content creator on YouTube, and from that point, I was able to make my own videos and learn the skill sets needed to make videos for other people right now to make money. If your goal is to become a content creator, then definitely freelance video editing would be a great starting point where you can gain the skill sets and getting paid while you're learning how to edit. Another tip of advice is you gotta be ready for the financial investment that you need to pay upfront. You need at least like $1,000 and over PC or laptop. I recommend like M1 MacBooks or like custom PCs, and that costs a lot of money. With the monitor, you know, it can be expensive. My setup was like pretty expensive, like maybe like 2K, and you know, you could also have an M1 MacBook and it work perfectly fine with great displays and stuff. So that's also like something you gotta think about before getting started. Another thing is you need the softwares. Adobe Premiere, there's subscription for that. You know, it's pretty expensive if you're like have to pay every month, and it can be costly, as I said. Or Final Cut or DaVinci. You know, DaVinci is free, but yeah, for Final Cut and Premiere, you really gotta make the upfront investment. So you gotta remember that in order for you to make money, freelance video editing, you gotta be ready to be able to pay these investments upfront. Another tip of advice is to find any work you can find. In the beginning, you need to build up a portfolio. It's gonna be either be your own personal YouTube channel, or it's gonna be any type of work that you find on websites like Upwork or what do you call it, Fiverr. Of course, in the beginning, it could just be like for like $5, $10, $20, $50, but eventually you are able to leverage the work that you did in the past and then get a higher paying job. All right, another tip of advice here is to have a contract. Only recently I started having a contract to properly have protection for yourself and the client that you're working with. Over the years of freelancing, I realized that it is really absolutely necessary, especially if you're working off platform from Upwork or Fiverr. You really have no protection. By having a contract, you get to cover some of the details beforehand so that you and your clients are clear on what the expectations are from each other. And it's actually a great time to review what the expectations are there. Then you know exactly what's expected, you know? Some of the things that you want to pay attention to are like how many revisions you will expect, and then what the payment terms are, and what the payment method will be, and covering grounds on protecting each other's rights. The fifth tip on freelance video editing is to keep learning, be a student, and then trying to watch other editors edit on YouTube and then adapt, incorporate it for the future projects that you'll be doing. For example, for myself, I cannot watch YouTube the way I used to because I'm constantly watching the videos not for the entertainment purposes. It keeps me busy and it keeps me wanting to improve my edits when I see so many good editors out there. And I think this is very important if you want to work as a freelance video editor and start getting a better, higher paying clients, because I think clients are always looking for editors who are flexible and know the different styles of edits. It's not too unusual for clients to be asking you to show you examples of big YouTubers and ask you to do the same transition or like the color grading or such. I'm saying this because it's really easy to get caught up on wanting to finish the work as quickly as possible to move on to the next project so that you can earn the maximum amount of money and you pay the most attention to your efficiency. But you really want to be a student, especially in the beginning. You want to keep yourself where you are learning so that you can keep improving.
The dogs are going nuts because they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do in this new house. Hey, Simba. Hey. Hey, Noah. Hey, Noah. Hey. Hey. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? The tip number 6 is asking the right questions. It's really easy to have miscommunication between the expectation that you have with the client. So you gotta make sure that all the interests are aligned. For example, how many revisions does the customer expect? How soon does the customer would want the product to be back by? Does he or she wants the footage to be color graded or corrected? Make sure that you communicate these points well. Another tip of advice is finding the niche that you want to be working in. So for me, I like the YouTube space, so I started looking for all the YouTube jobs out there, and I like vlogs and I like traveling, so that's where I started. And I'm currently working on a channel that does like motorcycle content because I used to ride motorcycles. So like you want to start building your portfolio surrounding your interests, so that in the future you can get more of those, and you're gonna have higher paying jobs in the future that way, and be able to edit videos that you are truly interested in. Another tip of advice is always over-delivering and giving beyond the client's expectations, because that way you make the customers happy and you also build up your skill sets during the process of you're trying to make that video as good as you can. So you see, if you over-deliver, your customer satisfaction would tend to be higher, so then your client might be able to introduce you to other clients that might be interested in the same services that you provide. So it really works out in the long term. Another tip of advice is to time manage. It's so easy to overbook your schedule and have so many work to do in a limited amount of time, and it can only bring you stress. This past month, I had a big project from a client that I was able to get a chance to work with. In the process, I was getting really stressed to make sure that I get the work done correctly and to the quality to satisfy my customer. But in the process, I was sacrificing my personal time as well as my family time, and it wasn't fun at all. So you really gotta make sure that you give yourself enough time for the health of yourself and for the people around you. The final tip of this video is to not overwork and to take time off. You don't want to be a mean boss to yourself and not be able to continue working, doing what you love. So make sure you take the time off and enjoy the process as well. That wraps up the top 10 tips for freelance video editors. I hope you guys found this video useful. I know it's a bit of a different types of video compared to others in the past, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much. Take care, and until the next one. Bye-bye. God, that is cold.